Topic 1.4 Selection of Materials. In the context of product design, the main goal of material selection is to minimize cost while meeting product performance goals. As you can see from this picture, sitting in the four corners are the structure, properties, performance, and processes. These are four pillars that we have to consider whenever we select the materials. We have to select based on the performance that is dictated by its property and structure, which came from how the materials are processed as well. So all these factors are in combination. Therefore, selection of material is to seek for the best match between the property profiles of the materials and that required by the design at the first place. Therefore, we need a broad understanding of material structure and property to do the job. And if you look at this big circle here, we have to select the key elements that can do the job, that will be made into materials that we want, based on how it's processed, and produce the phases that we want to give the property process profile that's good enough. And then finally, we select a good one to do the job. And therefore, the selection of materials determines the reliability of the design in terms of industrial and economical aspect. And the selection of materials based on different categories. The first one is properties that can be mechanical, either hard, soft, brittle, or tough. And for physical properties, it can be magnetic, conductive, or reflective. And for chemical, and this is important for metal, either is corrosive or noble. Second is durability. Durability means how we can use that material for a long time without malfunction. For example, wear of materials, or is easy to maintenance, or corrosion resistance. Third, the ability to manufacture. If the material is workable or easy to machine, that will put down the manufacturing cost. And if the metal is castable and weldable, that will be easy for the manufacturer. And the fourth one is the appearance. And I believe that this is quite important. Imagine when you would like to buy a new watch. More often, you're looking for the bright and shiny one, not the dull one. The color choice is important, or even the surface texture, where either is matte or glossy. And the next one is cost. And this is very easy when you look for the mobile phone. The first thing is how expensive it is. Is it affordable? And if it's cheap, you can buy it without thinking about. And the sixth one is availability. This means if it's rare to find or difficult to find, they will put the price up highly and we can afford it at the end. If it's abundant, it means it's easy to find. And the last thing that I would like to mention about is the ability to recycle. And especially for people in your age, as we're moving through the circular economy within the country at the moment, we have to use all the resources at the most efficient, unless we have to get rid of the waste we built up at the first place. And the last one is weight. And I bet you don't want to carry your mobile phone weighing a 10 kilogram with you. So either the material is light or heavy. This is important too. So these are the categories that we normally use for the selection of materials. And this depends on which one is the priority. Either is property, ability to manufacture. It depends on the customer or who want to use the material for the application. And now, if you see these three examples of different components, can you guess which one may form which materials? The first one is the alloy wheel. The second one is the fire pan. And the third one is the fitting. Alright, the first one is made from aluminium because it's light and strong enough to support how it functions. And the second one is the fire pan made from cast iron because its thermal conductivity is very good for cooking. And the third one is brass because brass is known for being noble and good for corrosion resistance. And I lead you through 3 more samples. The first one, maybe not quite recognizable, is the zinc coated galvanized rolled steel that's made for treatment forming to produce beverage cane, for example. And the second one in the middle here is made from titanium alloy for fan blades. And the last one is the turbine blade, which is subject to quite high temperature, over 1000 Celsius. And the metal to serve this function is nickel-based superalloy. So now let's move back to the beginning as we look back into the battery cells again. As you know, that we have the cathode, the anode, the separator, and the case. What kind of materials would you use to do the job for the cathode, anode, and separator, and case? Of course, the lithium cobalt oxide that's for the cathode, and the anode is normally made from graphite. The separator need insulation properties, and that will be made from polymeric membrane. And the cases need to hold the whole structure altogether, made from steel and aluminum. And for summary, this graph will give you some idea about how the material has been selected for those days before the century throughout the 20th century. And on the y-axis show the relative importance of 4 different types of materials: metal, polymer, composite, and ceramics. So in the past, people relied on wood, skin, and fiber as the polymer materials, and also for ceramic, such as stone for weapon for food. Small amount of metal has been used for gold and copper as for the ornament. And when the time passed, when we can develop bronze, iron, steel, and cast iron, and through the Industrial Revolution, metal has been considered much more important when we go through this era. The use of light alloys, superalloys, and titanium alloys have been considered as very important material for aerospace. And then towards the 20th century, all the materials' importance has been equalized as we now developing advanced materials, functional materials, and nanomaterials to serve our daily life. And you will see how it's going to change through your age from now on.